Okay, listen up. I remember that period of time when you had that whole toenail thing going on, right? Where it was just a lot of, well, as far as I remember, as far as you told me, there's just a lot of pain involved in the whole thing. But that's all I remember, really. But you also told me, which, maybe this was something that I didn't really need to know, that you enjoy watching the toenail surgery videos.
Yeah. Would you like to elaborate on what toenail thing that happened to me? Because I don't think everyone
Well,
knows about that.
I think it was, what, ingrown toenail, which,
Yes. It was growing inwards. Yes.
thanks for that, in case you didn't know. And then what? And then you just, I don't really know what, like, I remember you getting, like, it removed. But then I don't remember why it went on for so long. What had happened in the middle?
Alright. Here's the thing, right? This is the entire story.
Okay.
My toenail was growing inwardly ever since I was in Switzerland, but I didn't really care about it and it never hurt.
Okay.
So I'm just
Damn.
assuming it started over there. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But then,
Yeah.
I mean, apparently I didn't either. I realized that once I was here. When I came here and we were moving everything and stuff, there was a lot of dust. Yeah, the dust went in my toe,
Okay.
like near the nail.
Yeah.
And you need to understand, because it's growing at such a weird angle, it created a wound
Okay.
near my nail bed.
Yeah.
The part where it was like jamming in, basically, inside of my toe.
Yeah. Vivid.
And it is vivid, but you need to realize that's how I was like feeling
Yeah.
the pain.
Yeah.
So the dust went over there and that caused an infection. So when the doctor saw it, they were like, "Oh, it's ingrown. There's nothing you can do about it except just remove it completely." I was like, "Oh my God, that's stupid. Let's do it."
Okay.
So we did it.
Okay. Wait, so that was it?
And no, that was not it. I had 3 surgeries.
Okay.
It was really painful because the anesthesia didn't work, so I felt them literally tearing off my entire nail from my nail bed. I felt it all. And I was telling them, I was like, "Yo, I don't think the anesthesia is working. I can feel everything." He was like, No, pressure and pain, that's different. I'm like, "Love,
Wait,
this is pain."
why does he talk like that, though?
He doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It's just to like distinguish the characters
Thank
between
you.
me and him.
That was very useful.
So that was the first time. Then the second time I went to a surgeon because when it grew out back after about 3 months, 4 months, it started growing in the same way again. Same issues happened. So the surgeon was like, "Okay, we're just gonna remove a part of the nail to see that whenever it grows back, if it goes in the same direction again, then we need to remove the entire nail." So even if the second one was kind of smaller, it was still a surgery. And that happened. It grew back same direction. God damn it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you need to realize within the span of 1.5 years, my nail was removed thrice.
Did you know that was happening? Like, did you know that it would grow back in the same direction?
No, that was what my doctor wanted to basically test. And I used to go to football classes, right? I think that also kind of triggered it. But I stopped, of course, after, the surgeries happened. But initially, it also was kind of like a part of the problem. So
Yeah.
now we've just come to this. Now the nail is good. At least I think so. It's not paining, but that doesn't mean that I can participate in sports where you have to use your feet a lot.
Why?
Because my doctor was like, that just the tendency of your nails. They just tend to grow inwards. It's just the way they're built. There's nothing really you can do about it. There are no instruments that can there are no braces for your nails. If that makes sense.
Oh, that would be so cool. Imagine
No,
braces.
Ew.
But that would hurt you, though. That would not work.
It would hurt me.
But it would be interesting.
So basically how I'm seeing it for the next at least 3 years, 4 years, no football or any contact sport where my feet have to be in action a lot.
Oh, basketball.
I mean, I think basketball is
Come
fine,
on.
right? Because like
Yeah,
you cannot.
it should be. It's annoying because why did he test it? Why didn't he know? Like, this should be pretty common amongst
No, because
people.
it's different for everyone.
Oh, jeez.
Because not
Damn.
everyone has the same nail DNA, if you know what I mean. Everyone has different textures, different thicknesses. The way it grows, sometimes it just, works, sometimes it doesn't. And I know this
Yes,
because
sir.
I watched the surgery videos on
Right. Back
YouTube.
to that. Oh, but that's the thing. How did you find them relaxing? If like you could feel it, if you knew the pain behind it.
I don't know. It's a good question because it really pains a lot, like when the anesthesia wears off for like 3 days. It's just I couldn't even sleep properly. It was that bad.
Oof. 3 days.
Yeah, because it's like it's constantly there. You can't really numb it. Of
Yeah.
course, they give you pills, kind of to like ease the pain, but
It
it
still
doesn't really
sucks. Yeah.
work.
That
Yeah.
is insane. I didn't know this. I should know this as a friend. But I knew some of it. But I didn't
No,
know the
you
whole
didn't.
story.
You
I
all you guys saw was the bandage on my
no,
nail, and it
I
stayed there for like a year.
it did stay there for. I remember you telling me about the first one, I think.
The
And you
painful
telling
one,
us,
yeah.
yeah, the painful one. Oh, the others weren't painful. That's good.
No, the others weren't painful.
Nice. Okay. This was not actually what the topic was, but this is just as interesting. So it was worth it. What the actual topic was.
Sure. Wow, I love
No,
how
I'm
you're
not. No, no,
interested
no,
by
no,
my
no, not like
pain.
that. It's like a curiosity, that.
I was sitting next to you in class. What do you mean curiosity?
Yeah, but how would I know that the toe was hurting constantly? What we actually had planned was the weird side of YouTube.
Yes.
So that came this like videos and all. And also, when did ASMR take off?
Uh, 2018, I think 2017, kind of like no, it was earlier,
2018.
2016, 2017-ish.
Because it blew up.
Yeah. I think it was after
Yeah.
the squishy and slime phase.
Ooh, slime was fun. Did you like slime?
It was cool. It's cool for
Ah.
like 3 minutes, and then you're like, okay, can we not?
Yeah. What's most annoying about slime is that, like, sometimes just random crap gets stuck in it.
Yes.
Like, tiny
Yes.
things. And you're
Like
like,
dust
how do I get this
particles
out?
and stuff.
Yes.
And the slime
Yes.
just gets dirty.
It's damn annoying. Yeah. And you're like, no, this is not hygienic now. Slime is cool. Anyway.
ASMR videos, right?
Yes.
Did you know that there are actual literal movies which get dubbed in ASMR ways? So it's like, put your hands up.
What if he's shouting? That would be bad. But yeah, wait. Do they do it for background noises also?
Like that? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, for like tiny things. Or like moving desks and stuff. But
But
like,
it is weird though. ASMR is hella weird. Then then you have people who eat in ASMR like
yeah. Is it do you watch it? Like not I'm not being judgmental, but is it fun to
no.
watch?
I hate ASMR.
No, right?
I hate it. It
Oh,
doesn't. It's real. It tickles like my ears, and it just makes me really uncomfortable. It's like, can you just talk normally, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I don't hate it, but to be fair, I haven't tried it. So
I mean, I don't watch ASMR, but then I watch like surgery videos with like a lot of blood and
that is true.
cutting of flesh and that.
Yeah.
We're off topic again.
We're bad at this.
We are really bad at this today.
We need like a light. So when we go slightly off topic, it just turns red.
It's going to be red all the time. What do you mean?
Well, that's very interesting. That was actually, you know what? That was interesting. The whole toenail thing. And I know quite a few people who watch ASMR. I've never been one of them. Weirdly enough, I've not watched anything that's weird on YouTube. I think I'm just a bit of a boring person.
You think?
Wow. See, this is...
No, you do watch the weird things. You watch the library noises when you study.
Yeah, but that's when I study. That's fair.
No,
'Cause
but
I
it's
can't
still
listen to
weird.
music.
It's still
I-
weird.
Is it though? Yeah,
Yes.
you know what? I would take it because...
Library sounds. Like
Yeah, it's like they had like a fireplace and stuff.
Oh my goodness,
It's like
that sounds annoying.
Fireplace. A fireplace is so cool. Not in summers in India, but like...
Yeah, that
When
sounds
it's
like
cold.
torture. I'm literally burning up right now.
No, it's cool at night when you're... When it does kind of get cold. I mean, I'm not gonna brag about it, but it does kind of get cold.
Where?
Sometimes. Like generally in like like yesterday night, I was cold.
I don't want to talk about this
How?
anymore.
Come on. You don't get cold randomly?
I do get cold, but it's not like fireplace cold. Like, oh,
But
turn
yeah,
on the
I mean,
fireplace.
obviously, I am not going to sit near. Oh, the red light is on.
It's been on for a while now.
This is okay. Should we just jump? We'll just
Yeah,
jump
we should just.
before anything gets.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is getting out of hand.
People differ from generation to generation. How different are we from our parents and why? Could it be the massive technological strides or could it be a progressive attitude? We have some interesting aspects of life that have changed over the years, and we'll spell it out. What if we were born 30 years ago? Now, why did you initially you said you found this interesting? Why was that?
I don't know, because I thought, like, wouldn't it be cool to be born 30 years ago in like a different time?
It would be, yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't have any.
Yeah.
No thought process went into.
The generational gap between my parents and their parents is smaller
Yeah.
than the gap between our parents and us.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there are very kind of easy answers to why that is.
Yes.
First of all, it's just because, like, the industrial growth and the way that we've used the internet so we can connect to others.
Basically, the technological advancements.
Exactly. That is one of the main reasons. But it is still interesting to think that if we were born when our parents were born, then how would our lives be different?
We're gonna go like a little bit in depth with this topic. That's the whole point of this podcast. So I remember my father telling me this just randomly. I don't know why he even brought this up, but he was like telling me about how when he had just started working, so it is still less than 30 years, but you know, we can assume that it's the same principle
Yeah.
being continued. He said people used to start working in one place and then they used to retire over there. So they used to work
Okay.
in the same place for their entire lives. And I thought that was really interesting because when you compare it to today, it's different because now people are
Yeah.
more flexible. They jump around a lot
Yeah.
based on opportunities and
Money.
other stuff as well, like salary and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you said
So-
money, did you?
Yeah.
See, I didn't hear it. I was like, what did she say?
Oh, okay, yeah, but that is the bit. That is actually a very good. Did your dad switch?
Oh, a lot. Now
Okay, so-
he hasn't switched in a while, but that's because he keeps getting good opportunities in the
yeah.
office that he's working in right now.
So does he prefer switching, or like does he prefer it instead of staying in one company for the rest of your life?
I mean, you switch so that you can find a place where you can stay. So I think it's safe to say that he has found a good place to stay. But initially,
Nice.
in his, initial years of when he started working, of course, it was different.
Yeah.
He was switching cities and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort. That's cool. That's an interesting. Another POV would probably be your basic life goals. So now, right now, me and you, we're expected to grow up and we're expected to work, right? Obviously, you have to make enough money to make a living for yourself. And, I genuinely like that idea. But back in the day, I think from my mom's generation, it was very, it was a bit fluid. It's just that if you were born back then, you didn't, before, my mom's generation, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, it's just like the basic life goals is completely changed.
Yeah.
So before it was like you go to school and you find a job, you stay there till retirement, and in the meantime you get married, you have kids, and you watch them do the same.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of people are more flexible, I'd like to say. They're willing to leave their jobs, they're willing to take more risks if that's going to better their life. And lately, no matter like the gender, education, in my opinion, is given more weight, or is looked up on more than marriage,
Yes.
which is
Of
good.
course, yeah.
Which is good.
That is interesting.
So we have evolved
Yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah. What's cool is I don't think we're really like now we have a choice whether we want to get married or not in the
Yeah.
first place. Back then, I don't think you had much of a choice.
Yeah, and we can even go further in that, like arranged marriage, that was kind of like the basic
Yeah.
way that you have to
Yeah.
do. And now we have all these, marriage apps and stuff where you can find people online,
Yeah.
and there's just many
That's interesting.
options
That's
now.
also another point. How we build relationships has changed entirely.
Yes, yes, that's different from 30 years ago. How do you think? How do you think it would have affected you? Would you prefer today's world in this matter, or
Honestly, I kind of, the thing is, I love the idea that I can be independent, that I can do my own thing and I can just rely on myself, even if that goes horribly. And just be like, no, it was my
Yeah.
decision, so I'm just going to live with it.
Yes.
But at the same time, there is something, there's a lot of pressure, with the whole, like, you have to get a good job thing. There's a lot of pressure that comes onto you. Whereas, like, why would it be a bad thing to just grow up and kind of, when you're at the age, get married and live a normal life? Have kids and all that. What's wrong with that?
So you prefer like the olden ways in terms of the basic life because
Yeah.
you think it's more balanced.
It is, yeah. Like, again, with us, we always will all be like, oh, there might be a better person out there. But that was kind of what's very inspiring about love stories back then. It's that it was a lot of compromise, but that was necessary compromise, and they made it work, and they made it work well. Most of
I
the
know,
time.
but
Sometimes,
I don't
obviously,
know.
it just went to, like, it was pretty crappy.
This is where I'm like, this is the part of my life that I don't want to take a risk of because it's a hit or miss, and I don't
Huh.
want like a huge decision like this to be a hit or miss. I want to have complete power over it.
Yeah,
I think
I
this
get
is
that.
where we differ as people as well. I don't think you really are that controlling over your life, or you don't really seek power, but that's not the same case for me. I like to have complete control over everything that I'm doing, or else I freak out.
Yeah, I get that.
So maybe that's why we differ in what we prefer.
Yeah. No, I do agree with the hit or miss thing. If you find a good guy, you're lucky, right?
Exactly.
That is probably where it goes wrong. You're lucky
But
if
like,
you
what
find
if
a
you
good
don't,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Because even divorce rate was
Very
non-existent
low.
in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
So yes, these people may have looked like they worked it out, but I don't even want to get into the emotional aspects of how suffocated they felt at home because
Yeah.
they weren't living with people that they wanted to.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
guess
something that I don't want to mess with.
that is interesting. But yeah, it's cool. Like, we're in this generation now, so we'll
Yeah.
embrace that. It's cool. It's cool. I like the thinky. You can work, and then you can do whatever you want.
I think it's interesting that you prefer the old ways in this case because it's very, I don't know, it's refreshing to have a different point of view, I
Yeah.
feel like.
I mean, I don't like the pressure that comes with that, but I do like the ideology that, it's,
It sounds very risk-free to me or very fluid, you
no,
could
that's a
say.
good word, yeah. It's cool, yeah.
Frictionless. How is that for a word? Now I'm just
That
throwing
was,
the dictionary in.
that's what you call those erasable pens, right?
That's friction. Yeah, my favorite pens, yes.
Yeah, I know you like that pen a lot, but there was something annoying about, like, it left a bit of a mark behind, or maybe I wasn't doing it right or something, but it was just
You
annoying.
weren't doing it right. The eraser, right?
Yeah, the eraser, I hated that thing. Like, just clean it properly.
No, maybe you bought it from like a shady place. Buy it from Amazon. They have
Maybe.
the good quality of erasers.
Interesting. Noise.
Wow, and this episode was sponsored by Amazon. Imagine. Amazon, hit us up. I mean, we're down.
Making you money.
Hell yeah. We're helping you get customers. Can you imagine?
Yes, I know. Grand total of 2 customers, maybe, we have brought to you on.
That's you and me.
No.
Anyways, speaking of Amazon, right?
How? Okay, let's talk about this since we're here.
Speaking of Amazon, money and spendings have also been
Ooh.
drastically different.
Yes, yes. Oh my God.
What do you have
Yeah,
to say about that?
that honestly, that is, I think, one of the biggest things that have changed. Like, I love fast food, right? Obviously, I mean, everyone in our generation does. My dad, he's not a fan of fast food. He prefers like pori bhaji over
Okay.
fast food, which
Yeah.
I think is
Oh,
just
okay.
habit.
Quick
Oh,
question.
oh
The
no,
red light is like bright right
oh
now, but
no.
still, but
Yeah,
still. Are you a rice person or are you a pori person?
pori.
Oh my goodness. Hell yeah. Sorry. Okay, yes. Amazon money.
Yes, Amazon. Consumerism has increased so much. That's why, like, when I was in fourth grade and I was living with my grandparents for a while, my pencil case broke, right? And it was annoying. Pencil kept slipping out. So, what I did is I bought a new one, right? Because obviously we tried to fix it, but it wasn't working and it was annoying.
Okay.
And I had to look through my bag every time I wanted a pencil. So then we bought a new one, and I came home and I was like, look, like my grandma was there. I was like, look, I got a new pencil case. He shouted at me till I cried. No joke. I was crying the rest of the day because I bought a new pencil case. That is how much consumerism has changed in he's a good person, but sometimes he gets triggered.
Oh my god.
It was bad. It was bad. That's why what do I do? Like every time I bring my pencil case over, I like even if I have a new one, I shift it back to the old one so it looks like I'm still using the old one.
Oh no. You were
Because
in fourth grade too. You were so
I was
little.
tiny and I was so sad and I was so dejected about that. Anyway, that's not the point. I don't know why I just brought out my
But do you know why it is like this?
because
Why
we can afford it.
that too? But
Oh, what were you saying?
I think it has something to do with the prices having a lot of digits, weirdly.
What do you mean?
So, I mean, in the olden days, things were cheaper because the value of money itself was less, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, inflation.
So, the needs were different according to the trends, technological advancements of that age.
Yeah.
So, there wasn't much that you had to buy, and whatever you had to buy, it
Yeah,
can be
yeah.
like I don't know, two rupees, 1 rupees, like some paise, like cents. So now when the older generation goes to the market to buy something, they see these huge digits, and I think that kind of subconsciously is like that is a lot.
Okay.
You know what I
So
mean? Things that used to cost
yeah,
like 5 rupees. I
a
think
lot.
petrol
Yeah.
was like 5 rupees. Now is
Yeah.
a huge amount. So maybe that's why they subconsciously try to cut back on expenses.
Okay.
Because that's what happened to me
Huh.
when I
Oof.
moved
Okay.
here from Switzerland. Because in Switzerland, yeah, one Swiss franc is equal to
Okay. Yeah.
75 rupees. So things over there that looked in 2 digits over here is 3 digits or 4 digits. So I kind of like lost the sight of what is expensive
Yeah.
and what is not expensive, if that makes sense. I just couldn't
Yeah.
really put it into a category. So whenever I saw more than 2 digits, I used to kind of get scared, like, oh no, this is too expensive. Maybe that's how it is for the
Oh.
elder people.
Oh. Okay. 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 I get it now. So like when the old people were kids, they're like, oh, that's not a lot. But now that they're older, they're like, oh, that's a lot. But I
Yeah.
get that. But at the same time, they were still conservative. Not okay. I wouldn't say conservative. They were just relatively conservative to us.
Because there weren't a lot of imports, right?
Yeah.
Export system that was
We
kind of
just we
not that
just didn't
much
have
back in the
them.
day.
Like they just didn't have the money. That could be various reasons.
Not only, no, they just didn't have things to buy. I don't think money is the issue. I think the things is the issue.
Um.
What do we buy these days? We buy fast food. They didn't have fast food. What else do we buy? We buy designer clothes. They didn't have that back in the day. Everything that we spend money on, they didn't have that. Their needs
Okay.
were very
That's
less.
partially true. I agree with that now. Like now you've like used this designer idea, but I think still a lot of the reason was that they just didn't have the. It's not like they were rich, but then they didn't have anything to spend it on. It's just like let me give you an example. My granddad, he has like freaking 13 siblings or
Okay.
something. how are you gonna pay for 13
Okay.
siblings?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that sentence in itself speaks a lot. You don't even have to go further than that.
So that was the point, that they just didn't buy things as much as we did. Like, even, geez, like, and you know what, actually your point seems a lot more true now, that there's just so much you can buy, like, laptop, you've got phones, you've
Yeah,
got
exactly.
tablets,
It's a necessity now.
kindles, instruments. So, like, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
even like
exactly.
glasses, they cost so much.
Classes do cost, and it's very annoying.
It's weird. And also with, as time goes by, you just new innovations come in that is going to make your life more comfortable. So it's just stupid if you don't buy them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for
Yeah.
example, Odomos. Do you think elder people used to buy Odomos when they were our age? No, but now we have it, and I would
Might as
rather
well.
buy that than get malaria or something.
That's true. Yeah.
What if the pandemic happened then?
Yes, that would be so. That is an interesting topic, but when you really think about it, it just gets a bit sad, because everything would just go, like, everything would just kind of
Things would be worse.
spiral. It would be infinitely worse.
Okay, this is what I think, right?
Yes.
If the pandemic happened then rather than now, things would
Yeah.
be worse and things would be slower. So, vaccines and stuff, oh my goodness.
Oh yes.
Even the distribution of, the news and stuff,
Yeah.
the official reports, medical equipment getting transported, so everything's slower because
Exactly.
not much technical aspects are being,
Yeah.
it's just manpower. And if men
Exactly.
themselves are getting, shot down, then they have nothing. They're
Yeah.
completely
Exactly.
lost.
Exactly.
At the same time, there was a lesser population to deal with. That is something that
Was it enough though to make it, like,
no, no,
yeah, the pros don't outweigh
no.
the
There's only one
cons.
pro, which is less population, but it is not really a
Yeah,
pro
yeah,
at
that
all.
sucks. Imagine, I don't think, like, we just wouldn't be able to afford to do a lockdown. The thing is, if you have lockdown, then no one's gonna work and no one will be able to survive. But if you don't have lockdown, people are gonna get the virus and they still won't be able to survive. So it's just a lose lose. And then even, like, school, like, we're doing school online, but I mean, no one had, like, that many laptops and computers back in the day to
No,
have freaking online school, or
or like
there wasn't even.
internet. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wi-Fi. Where did that come from? It wasn't there.
That would be bad. So I'm kind of.
One thing they could have done,
Yeah.
maybe, is have like a television program.
Oof. Okay. To kind of talk about it.
But again, not everyone
Yeah.
could afford television.
Oof.
So it's the same thing,
Yeah.
So it's a good thing
Yeah, it's
that
happening
it
now
didn't
instead
happen.
of. Maybe a bit later would have also worked, but anyway.
I mean, the more late it is, the better it is for us.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But it's better now than earlier. Yeah.
But at the same time, though, I also think that in the future, there is definitely very unlikely for a similar situation like today to happen again.
Why?
Simply because like our technologies have, they're surpassing themselves every day at like an alarming
Cool.
speed.
Yeah.
So if anything, things in the future, if a newer virus or something arises,
Yeah.
it's going to be very smoother than what happened last year and even faster.
Yeah.
I don't think it will
I
ever
hope so.
reach. I don't think it will ever reach. It's gonna take a long. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Can
Continue.
you not?
I
Did your glue like fell or something?
I was picking up the watch and then the watch fell and I was like, this
Ah.
is gonna make a noise. Sorry.
So if
Nice.
anything, things are gonna be smoother. Is what I was saying in the future. So it's gonna take like a
I hope
lot,
so.
a huge threat for it to reach like a global level threat. If you
I
know
hope
what I
so,
mean.
yeah.
30 years ago, actually, this has nothing to do with what we were talking. But 30 years ago, like exact, if we're taking the number, then if I was born then, okay, let's not say born then. If I was alive then, then it would have been fun. Okay, not fun. That's the worst word to
Okay.
use. But it would have been interesting to kind of follow with the Gulf War
Ooh, okay. I have not thought about that.
because
But
that happened in 1991.
ah,
And another thing that I would have loved to have witnessed in
Yeah.
the moment in 1991 is also that 20 paintings got stolen from the Van Gogh Museum.
yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun. And they like found it nearby
Fuck, yeah.
only, like in a car or
Damn.
something. So it was so anticlimactic. But imagine the news though, like, oh, Van Gogh's like they were worth like $50 million or something
Jeez.
all together.
Damn.
So did anyone even have $50 million back then?
Probably like
No offense, right?
yeah, probably the richest of the rich.
Was the Queen alive? Yes, the Queen was alive back
The
then.
Queen was always
stupid
alive.
Question. That was a very stupid question.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Komal, I think we've talked about different aspects and had a quite interesting conversation. I want to know now, what would you think if you were born 30 years ago?
Obviously I'd follow whatever was set out for me. But if I had to choose between being like alive now and being alive 30 years ago, I'd probably choose now. Just because I just like where I am, with like all the freedom and stuff. What about you?
Same,
Oh,
same.
okay. Nice.
Yeah, literally the exact same thing. Like, I am happy that I'm not born 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But if I were, then I think I
Yeah,
would have been,
just
things
make
would have
do.
been fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
We just gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
Anyways, with that being said, I think Amazon, if you're listening to this, je t'aime avec tout mon cœur.
Yes.
And au revoir and français baguette.
Okay. What are we doing next week? We actually don't know what we're gonna do next week, but
We don't know.
I think it's gonna be a fun episode because we have like an outline, so we'll see what we're doing. But do come anyways.
Yes.
We never do the
Fun
thing,
ride.
the thing where they say subscribe.
Because this is a podcast, not a YouTube
But it's
video.
so cool to say that. Wait, can I say it though?
Okay. Okay, yeah, Komal, you have never
You
said it.
say it
I
all
say
the
it all
time.
the time, so I'm bored
What?
at this point. So,
Okay.
yes, please, go ahead.
Okay, subscribe everyone, and then turn. What is the bell thing called? Is it just turn the notifications,
I call it post notifications.
post notifications, and then also like it, and also, I guess you can comment. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see comments. Yeah, if you have like a
Yeah.
good joke, then do comment, because like we love jokes out here.
Okay, well, on that note, I hope your thirst is
Quenched. Yes, it is.
quenched.
Yep.
That's good.
Fun day.
And on that note,
Yes.
bye bye.
Peace.